foreign exchange, earnings and income generation by smallholder farmers. Macadamia nut farming is mostly found in eastern and central parts of Kenya, such as Meru, Murang'a, Kiambu, Nyeri and Kirinyaga counties, and some areas of the western region. This week on The Process, Jackie Wambiru helps us take a close look at Macadamia Nut Processing.
Globally, macadamia nut accounts for 1% of the nut tree production, with Kenya producing 13% of the world's macadamia nut production. At the River Machakos County at the export processing zone, wet macadamia nuts are received from the field. On arrival, the macadamia nuts are first weighed at the weighing bridge and manually screened for dust, any foreign matter, moldy nuts, undersized nuts, which are then removed.
By manual screening, I mean we use 18mm mesh where we pour the nuts from the gunny bags. Then we use personnel to sort the in-shell nuts. Here we remove the undersize, we remove dust, we remove any foreign matter, and any moldy nuts, we remove it at this point.
From the weighing bridge, the nuts are then transported to the factory, where they are loaded into the dryer for cold blowing for 4 to 5 days using environmental air under temperatures of 35 to 40 degrees Celsius to achieve a target moisture of 10% or below. The nuts are then offloaded from the dryer for washing in chlorinated water. The nuts are then loaded on the dryer for final drying at 48 to 50 degrees Celsius to achieve a target moisture of less than 2% or below.
Not really hot but warm air blowing of 35 to 40 degrees. Here, our target moisture is 10%, whereby now we offload the nuts for washing. Washing, we use chlorinated water, whereby we wash these nuts, then we load them to dryers again for final drying.
After the right moisture levels are achieved, the dried nuts are then offloaded from the dryer to the cracking section.
To why you can see them in plastic bags is because they have already attained a moisture where there is no more mold growth. So the nuts cannot deteriorate from at that point.
Stored in plastic bags, the nuts are then offloaded to the sizing grader, which ensures the sizing of nuts to desired sizes is achieved to ensure efficiency of the cracker.
The sizing grader sizes the nuts into different sizes for efficiency of the cracking. That is to ensure once the nuts are put in the cracker, all the nuts get cracked, or else the minimum which are uncracked are very few.
At the cracking session, the nuts are passed through the pneumatic shell separator.
That is the one which accommodates the particles and the small shells and the particles of the kernel itself. That's why it passes through there, so that it gets separated, so that at the final point, those particles are not present.
Dressed in blue dust coats, in-shell sorters then separate the kernel from shells. It is then that the kernel sorters adorned in white dust coats remove any immature, discolored, damaged or foreign matter. Immediately after the nuts go through the kernel sorters, final inspectors then check for any foreign matter and ensure the kernels are of good quality before grading. At the kernel grading section, sizing of the kernel into various styles takes place, with the 0 being the biggest all the way to style 6, which is the smallest.
The bigger nuts, we call them style 1 to style 0. We come to style 1. We have style 2, which is a blend of the style 1 and 4L. Then we have the style 4S, 1S, that we are up to the smallest size, which is style 6.
The kernels then go through the metal detector, which checks for any metal fragments in the product.
Metal detection part is for detection of any metal fragments in the product. Here we use 3 test pieces. We have got ferrous test piece, we have got non-ferrous test piece, and we have got stainless steel test piece. After they have passed through the metal detector and they have been accepted by the metal detector,
Vacuum packing then takes place where accepted nuts are weighed into aluminium pouches of 11.34 kilograms. Here, white spot nitrogen gas is then splashed onto the nuts.
We package in aluminium pouches is because the aluminium pouches have been completely tested to ensure that there are no pinholes. So we are quite sure when we pack our product in the aluminium pouches, our product is not likely to lose vacuum.
The vacuum packer is connected to the nitrogen cylinder. Vacuum pouches are then held overnight to check for any loose vacuum.
The ply, being it 5, it ensures that the pouch inside is safe. It won't get damaged on the way as it is on shipment.
Once it is confirmed of the absence of loose vacuum, the pouches are then put into secondary packaging in a corrugated 5-ply carton and sealed, ready for export.
Our customers comprise of China, US, UK, Canada.
Reporting for The Process, I'm Jackie Wambiru.